Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm, and as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I have to tell you guys that being a talk show host in the Bahamas is not an easy job. Just in case y'all think this is easy, this ain't easy. Especially when you gotta be responsible for booking guests and, all that kind of stuff. Because, anyway, my guest that I had planned for today advised me about 10, 15 minutes ago that he can't make it for 2 o'clock. And I'm not exactly sure if he's going to make it at all. And unfortunately, that's going to be an issue possibly because he was the only guest that I had planned for today. Yeah. Welcome to my world, the world of being a talk show host in the Bahamas. So what we were going to talk about, and hopefully, I asked him, I said, what time can you make it? He hasn't responded yet, so I don't know if he can make it at all. But what we had planned to talk about today was, everybody's talking about the announcement that the squatters here in New Providence on government land, crown land, were given 14 days, several days ago, 14 days to vacate or face the consequences. And my question that I was going to ask today is, I'm happy that they are paying attention to deforestation now, but is this only deforestation in NASA that they're concerned about? What is happening in our family islands? And are we going to see as an aggressive approach to persons who may be squatting on property in the family islands, as well as burning our trees in the family islands? Because from what I have heard, this is not only a problem for New Providence, but we have a problem in other family islands as well. Abaco, Exuma, Andros, all facing this problem. Now, I'm happy to see that something is being done, but the question has to be raised. is this being done to target a specific Bahamian group, or is this being done to finally get this problem of deforestation under control in this country? Now, the Minister of National Security, Wayne Monroe, responding to a question by somebody from the media, has said that the Ministry of Works will seek to destroy buildings in shanty towns that are not covered by a 2018 Supreme Court injunction prohibiting such action. Monroe was responding to a question about critics who contrast the government's aggressive action against Crown land squatters in Western New Providence with its posture toward shantytown occupants. So, according to the Minister of National Security, all of these shanty towns that are not under injunction will be dealt with. Now, there's an old saying, a promise is a comfort to a fool. Because we've heard similar pronouncements before. Y'all remember when former Prime Minister Minnis gave illegal immigrants a certain amount of time to leave the country and all this kind of stuff. Real nice, PR exercise that really didn't amount to much at the end of the day. So is this the beginning of what many Bahamians have been crying out for a very long time as it relates to dealing with these shanty towns that have popped up all over our country? Or is this just a means by which they can deal with certain Bahamians who, according to some, are breaking the law because they have decided to go squat, for want of a better word, on Crown land to use it for farming and whatever else they choose to use it for, because their attitude is, if the illegal immigrants could come here and just take land, why do Bahamians have to go through all of the procedures that they have to go through just to acquire land in their own country? Like I said, the Minister of National Security says the Ministry of Works will seek to destroy buildings in shanty towns that are not covered by a 2018 Supreme Court injunction prohibiting such action. Again, you may recall that the Minnis administration aggressive action to demolish shanty towns throughout the country hit a wall when a Supreme Court Justice, Cheryl Grant Thompson, granted an injunction against such action in 2018 of August. And the completion of that matter is still pending. In April, Works Minister Alfred Sayers said he was awaiting a report on unauthorized building on public land in Abaco as Cabinet determines the next steps on shanty towns. Monroe's comments are the first hint of what course of action the Davis administration will take. And I'm reading now from Eyewitness News Online. Meanwhile, he reiterated that the 14-day countdown is on for Crown land squatters to leave deforested land in the Carmichael Road area, where more than 500 acres of protected trees have been illegally cleared. Crown land belongs to the government. He said, private land belongs to private homeowners. If you permit people to squat on your property after 12 years, they will own it. That's what the laws of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas says. Shanty towns, as I am made to understand, are on leased land of private owners. the issue that the government has with shanty towns as illegal buildings contrary to relevant laws. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, Michelle. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, Do you mind sharing who your guest would have been today? Or maybe it still be?
Cay Mills from Abaco.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Michelle, first of all, let me, you did not commit the error. You only read it. The government saying that it owns Crown land? That's wrong.
All right.
The government does not own the Crown land. You and me as citizens own that land. The government is only responsible for managing it. Government land is land that is invested or vested in the treasurer of the Bahamas. Lands that the government bought from monies from the treasury for the purpose and benefit of doing things by the governing administration for the public. Crown lands do not fall under that category.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to, and I find it so amazing when I hear government officials talk in that manner. Even though I understand where they may want to be going, they are promoting an error and giving the wrong impression to the general public as to who owns Crown land.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the Queen owns the Crown land. Ultimately.
That's why it's called the Crown, eh?
There you go.
So what are your thoughts on this whole, and I'm sure I'm going to sort of treat this show today where until my guest comes on, I see he sends me a voice note now, but I obviously can't listen to that because I'm on the air. I'd have to listen while I'm in a commercial break or something. But I want to hear, I guess today could sort of be a poll of opinions from our viewers and listeners.
Right.
As to what do you think is really happening here? Because, you have to, somebody sent me a voice note of a very angry Bahamian woman. And apparently it's gone viral, but her opinion was, in essence, you're around here sending the military to try to deal with Bahamians who trying to, do something for themselves, some only farming or whatever.
Right.
And yet these illegals could come in our country, take up residence. You can't do nothing about it. Everybody turning their head another way, like you ain't see it going on. And her argument was, which I've heard many, many times, the Bahamas is not for Bahamians. And she's fed up. What are your thoughts on that?
Michelle, I cannot fault that the reasoning by that lady and other Bahamians, only and simply because the reasoning behind it is sadly and unfortunately accurate, because government has failed to eradicate illegal use of land, private or public, in this country. You and I, as the Bahamians who have a right to use the land, are now at the point where we are disregarding the law. And Michelle, no non-citizen of this country ought to ever be allowed to do anything in this country that a citizen cannot do. No non-citizen ought never to be allowed to do anything in the Bahamas that you and I as Bahamians cannot do. When that happens, then you and me and all of we who have a right to tell the politicians what to do, yes, we have that right, we then will find ourselves becoming vigilantes, taking the law into our own hands. Michelle, I cannot blame that lady. Technically, by law, she's wrong. But I cannot and will not blame her for being in the position where she is in today. Government has forced it on people like her, because government has failed to manage, to control, to protect our land assets as government is supposed to. And let me say this before I forget. I want to acknowledge Lincoln Bain and his crew. I don't know if he's dealing under the banner of that group. I can't remember.
He said it has nothing to do with COI. He said that.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, good. So let me just deal with him individually. Let me take my hat off to Lincoln Bain and his constant agitation to bring matters like these to the forefront. The government would have never been moving on this matter today if it wasn't because of the conviction and the persistence of a Lincoln Bain.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him full credit, and I hope that in time, history will indeed acknowledge him as being the trigger point, no pun intended. But the reason behind the situation now becoming, being at the attention of those who make the law. But Michelle, I just got my Crown Land grant in January of this year in my hand. And I had applied for this 18 years ago, in 2004. And Michelle, every time I would have called the Crown Land Department, wrote to them, spoke with them, they were working on it. They were working on it. They were working on it. A gentleman, an employee was assisting me.
Mm-hmm.
He left the country, and then he was brought back. And it was sort of the gentleman coming back in town that God manifested in my hands my Crown Land grant. My point in saying that is, Michelle,
Wow.
you and me, as the typical citizen, we are treated like second-class citizens in this country when it comes to land. And that is morally wrong, that is reprehensible, and that is a slap in the face to the citizens of this country.
Mm-hmm.
You see, shanty towns popping up all over the place, Michelle, is only a sad and tragic evidence of the fact that illegal immigration is a big problem in this country.
Been a big problem for
Okay?
years. For years.
Michelle, the old folks say, when you ignore a problem, ignoring it don't mean that it's solved,
Mm-hmm.
Ignoring it only means that you ain't checking.
Mm-hmm.
The problem's still there. Michelle, if you walk on a prickle today and that thing stick you, and 2 or 3 weeks you don't feel that, does that mean that the prickle out of your foot just because you ain't feel it? But Lord, no, you step on the wrong spot. Ouch.
Bam.
You're going to feel that. And that's what's happening to the country right now. We are feeling the pain of government's arrogance and insult to you and I as citizens. This situation ought not to be what it is, Michelle. But politicians after politicians, party after party, has used the illegal immigrant or the immigrant problem as a political advantage for them to quote to regularize this and to regularize that one to get citizenships, i.e., votes in their corners. And now look what it has caused the country. More than between 300 to 500 acres of yours and my land
Listen,
been raped.
you better talk acreage, yeah?
But I mean, I talk about just out the Carmichael Road area.
Yeah, talk acreage. Talk
Well,
acreage.
I heard the report the other day, the young lady from the department of the acting director
Mm-hmm.
at the Department of Forestry, I believe is where she's from, say that out of the 700 plus acres in that area, 350 or so acres have been illegally cleared.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what was so scary about that report I heard, Michelle?
Mm.
A firearm shooting range.
Oh, look here.
Michelle, we are under attack,
This nation of ours, boy, here's the thing, and I like the analogy you made about the prickle and ignoring it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because our problem is that successive administrations, for whatever reason, whether it's for votes or whether they have some kind of ancestral ties or whether they under a spell, I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But decades of this going on, we sticking our head in the sand. And when I say this, I'm talking about illegal immigration, not so much the burning, but the burning has been going on for many years, the burning of trees.
Right.
And we act like if we stick our head in the sun, I call it the ostrich syndrome. If you stick your head in the sun and you just don't look at the problem, that means the problem must not be there. Meanwhile, the problem is getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yep.
And listen, I'm just flabbergasted because if we don't get serious, Penling himself said it, if we are not willing to stand up and fight for this country, we don't deserve to have it.
And Michelle, I don't agree in part, I do not agree with Mr. Pinland.
Because?
See, if we don't stand up and fight for the country, we might lose it. But we certainly do deserve to have it because we was born young. You and me, a citizen, any citizen in their home country, deserve to have it. But you gotta fight to keep it sometimes.
Yeah.
You just can't roll over and play dead and expect for things to always be hunky-dory just because they used to be hunky-dory. I mean, we are faced with so many challenges. I mean, Michelle, if you could possibly pull up online today a report that the then Prime Minister Ingram made in Parliament in July 2009, I think, when he presented a report to Parliament that talked about Crown land. It was a report on Crown land that was done by that ministry at the time. And it talks about a number of things. Crown land, that is in that report where it says that Crown land is being managed by the government for the benefit of you and I, the Bahamian people. And it talks about what government land is, what Crown land is. That's why I can tell you today, Crown land is not owned by the governing administration of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne Monroe, whoever else said that, they are incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
They only manage that. You see, a Bahamian, by right of being a citizen, while he or she doesn't have the right to break the law and get on the land, you and I have a right to use that land. A non-Bahamian only has the privilege that might be given to them by government. Let me use Prescott Smith, for example, and I shall endeavor to close on this note. I know some years ago in Andros, when he wanted to do something, he had to literally go on that land, possess it, and start building before the government gave the man the legal authority.
Who's this?
The
Prescott?
documented Prescott Smith and Andros.
Yeah, I spoke to Prescott today, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
because I was trying to see if he would be available to come on as well.
It would have been wonderful because the man knows a lot.
Yeah, but he said that he is actually going to be in an area where there is little to no Wi-Fi connection. And if he comes back in the area where there is, he will definitely log in, but he couldn't guarantee it, you know?
You know, Michelle, Bahamians, see, you and me and all of we, because we don't have the knowledge of who we are and of what we own by virtue of being citizens, many times we are taken advantage of, or we ignore what's right in front of us because we don't know. See, you and I have to take control of this country, but you must be armed with the knowledge as to what the country has in order for you to be able to value it, in order to be able to take control of it.
Listen, I remember in a news story several months ago of a young woman who was brought before the courts for falsification, for falsely marrying, to try to get somebody to circumvent the process to become, the naturalization.
Right.
And she was charged before the courts, and she is going to say that she sold her hand in marriage to this illegal immigrant for $1,500.
Dear Lord.
That's what this nation is worth to her, $1,500.
You know, Michelle, because she was never taught what the value of citizenship meant. None of us was taught that in school. None of us as Bahamians since 1973 were never taught. See, this is why I am upset with Mr. Pindling. I like a lot of the things that he did, but I am upset with him in this respect. You fought, Mr. Pindling, to bring independence to the country. You fought, Mr. Pindling, to give the Bahamas a constitution by which we are being governed today, Mr. Pindling, but you never saw fit to ensure that that very constitution, if only its preamble, was taught in the schools. How could you fight for me, the citizen, to have a right, but you deprive me from knowing what that right is by not putting that knowledge in the school system?
Well, if that is the case, you could blame Penland, you could blame...
Oh, yeah, I blame all of them.
You could blame Christie, you could blame Menace, you could blame all. Because
I blame
they
all
all
of
had
them.
an opportunity to do it.
You see, I blame all of them, but you see, Mr. Penland was the founding political father of the Bahamas. He had the best years, in my opinion, of the Bahamas in an independent nation to make the greatest possible long-lasting difference in terms of us being solidified in who we are as citizens.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another story for another day, Michelle, but I just wanted to make the point that politicians, for the most part, are at fault for the ignorance that you and I as citizens today are suffering in respect to who we are and what we own. And Michelle, you own the Crown land. You as a Bahamian, I as a Bahamian, we as Bahamian citizens born and bred here, we own that land. Read the preamble of the Constitution, the second part, and that we, the heirs of and successors too.
Mm-hmm.
An heir is what? An heir is the owner of something that is about to be handed down to you. A successor is somebody who gets that which was owned by his or her ancestors. You and me, my fellow brothers and sisters as Bahamians, we own the Crown land in this country. The Queen has given to us. Royalty in England has given to us. However it was given to us. You and me in the independent Bahamas own that land. The government only manages it. Them telling you they own it is a lie. Thank you, Media.
Thanks so much for calling, JT. The man say 14 good days. And those days are ticking. And I actually heard an interview with Lincoln saying they're going to have to take his dead body. His cold dead body. He ain't going. So this is going to be an interesting next couple of days to see how this standoff ends. Love to hear from you. The numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, or 824-9952. We're going to take a quick break. I can listen to this voice note from my guest, see what he's saying, and then we're going to continue with the show on the other side of the break. So stay with us. This is GPS.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, tints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Youngevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here. And we are talking today about this whole, what's the word? This whole showdown between a group led by Lincoln Bain and the government of the Bahamas as it relates to what the Minister of National Security describes as squatting on Crown land in western New Providence. And now we see where the Minister of National Security says that all shanty towns that do not fall under that 2018 court injunction will also be demolished. So I can wait and see. I know but y'all, but I'm a little skeptical. Because we have heard so many times, politicians saying that they're going to deal with this problem once and for all. And then for whatever reason, either they're told to stand down, as was allegedly the case with Branville McCartney, or allegedly the case with Loftus Roker. Meanwhile, Bahamians, who say they just try to get a piece of the rock, are being told, you got 14 days. And if you ain't going on them 14 days, you're going to know what make, how the saying go, you're going to know what lobster red for. Is that fair? We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good day, Lady Malcolm. How you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
I, like everybody else, I can't believe what I see the country has come to, and it looks like it's going to. I totally disagree with JT when he spoke about Finland. You understand? If we ain't had Finland, then we really at a loss. Now, I know Finland wasn't 100%.
He's
you
a man.
understand? But
He
whatever we got,
he was a man. He was a man. He wasn't perfect. He was a man.
Yeah, exactly. What we got now is attributed to Sir Lyndon of the Finland, and he was correct. If you get your lunch in your bag and you let the bully boy come and take that from you, then that ain't your lunch no more. And the country is deaf just that. If we allowed everybody else to come in here and take our stuff and we just sit by and do and then critique Finland them and all them who tried their best, and then we don't deserve to have it. You understand? And what I see going on, and I predicted this 10 years ago, if we don't change course, Lady Malcolm, there's going to be a riot in this country. You understand?
Oh, I heard some very disturbing voice notes that people forwarded to me, and I'm like, my God, this is...
Listen, the Bahamians are now getting upset. They really getting upset now, but those other folks, if they could call a $12,000 to $15,000 rally right under their nose, Christie's administration, and nobody knew. See, they have an underground network that works very well for them. You understand me? They got one another numbers. They know exactly where Bahamians live versus them. and we are outmanned, outgunned, and outflanked. You understand? Now, I don't know if we expect any better, and we keep going to the polls. Brave Davis was the last one in Fox Hill last election that told those of Haitian descent and Haitian community, "Suck passe, nabule, I am one of you."
Mm-hmm.
He was the last one. The one before him was Christie, and Christie went to the Haitian Flag Day ceremony, and he told them the same thing: "I am one of you." And Hubert Ingham was or after Christie, before after Christie, when he had a victory rally, second victory rally on the 4th, I was there, when he said the same thing. He said there are more of us than them. So I don't know what us as Bahamians expecting, and when we expecting it. Ain't nothing happening in JT. We don't have no land. The crown land belongs to Her Majesty. If you check the politicians when they are elected, they forget about me and you, and they swear their allegiance to the Queen, her heirs, and her successor.
They certainly
And the Prime Minister only presides over the crown land in her stead. She's not here. But anything that goes down in this country has to be sanctioned by Her Majesty through her Governor General, or the Speaker of the House of Assembly, in which the mace is in the front of him or her. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, thanks for calling. And that's one of the reasons why there are some who are advocating that we go the route of republic, so we could truly be free of the ties that bind us to Great Britain and Her Majesty, as Barbados has done. We say we're independent, but I don't know what that means when that caller so eloquently just explained that we still, in many ways, they say, oh, it's just symbolic, but it's more than that. I don't know if the politicians who have said, eyes money y'all, and it's Moss, and I don't know if they're just saying that to appease who they know to be a very a large and growing demographic of voters, and politicians will say and do anything almost to get a vote. So it could be where they are pretty much just saying that because they know these people are going to support them if they feel that they have an ally in them, and it could be where once they get in, they do the same thing with them what they doing with us. But it doesn't appear to be that way, because with us, you got 14 good days to get off this land. But yet when it comes to the illegal activity of those who have entered the country, other than by legal means, it's like everybody can't see what's going on, can't you? Just ignoring it. And meanwhile, this country is under invasion. We're being invaded. Every time you turn around, you hear this boat captured with 100, that boat captured with 90, this boat captured with 150. We are under invasion. We're being invaded. And I'm not being an alarmist here when I say this. And I'm not going to go so far as some of the people I heard in those voice notes talking about, and yourself and letting out. I think that's carrying it a bit far. But we have to take this problem in hand, and it has to be seen that the government of the Bahamas isn't only concerned about one group of Bahamians, but anybody who is doing anything that it deems to be against the law. One of which is entering this country illegally and squatting on government land. Now, I saw Wayne Monroe, somebody forwarded a message to me with him saying that many of the illegal immigrants are not living on crown land, they're living on private land. Okay, all right, okay. But if they came into the country illegally, they still broke the law, whether they squatting on private land or public land. If they entered the country illegally, they still broke the law. So I don't understand this. I don't understand this whole approach of, well, if they enter the country illegally, but they make their way, they find their way to private land, we can't do nothing with them. What kind of garbage is that? Do we have a wet foot, dry foot policy in the Bahamas that nobody told us about? And in case you don't know what I talk about when I say wet foot, dry foot policy, in the United States, because of their long, ongoing feud with Cuba, they have a wet foot, dry foot policy in the United States, which says that if you are Cuban and you flee Cuba and your foot touches land in the United States of America, then you can stay. Now, if they intercept you at sea, you can get sent back. But if your foot touches land in America as a Cuban, you can stay. Now, that only apply to the Cuban. It don't apply to the Haitian. It don't apply to the Bahamian. It don't apply to the, that only applies to Cuba. So is it that we have a wet foot, dry foot policy and ain't nobody tell us about it? Because it seems that once they hear, these politicians don't have the will to deal with them. Is that a call for the show? Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, Miss Malcolm. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just 2 points. In reference to that policy, or not a policy, the persons, illegals coming here and squatting on the land, and I listened to Mr. Monroe last night. But the situation with that it has been allowed to go on for so long. These very persons who came here illegally have had children. A lot of them have passed and left grandchildren. These are a lot of these. I think the majority of these persons are Bahamian citizens now. A lot of them, and they're the ones when these illegals or whatever and I call it, and I believe a lot of us, I'm not Bahamians, on board in this racket, just like I call the gun smuggling, the illegal smuggling into this country, because where you can come both the persons, the ones that they catch, they just happen to catch.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these vessels come here and you find them, like I remember one time on South Beach. By the time they already scored there, just about everyone had already gone. They made their calls. They had cell phones, persons for their parking cars, meaning, for them and taking them wherever they needed to go. And there's a place that they have to, there has to be a place for them that they go and they just infiltrate and they just, blend right in the community. So the thing has gotten so out of hand, that there needs to be, it's really, really out of our control in essence when I say that these persons are Bahamians. What do you do? What can be done in reference to dealing with this situation when these persons, when we hold up our passports, like how, let's say a JT is we are all proud Bahamians, they hold up their passports too. You understand? When we're speaking about rights. And the other point I want to make is in reference to, I don't know if you heard or you saw it over the wire where the UN, they're calling for all of the Caribbean leaders, the nations, to accept, to open up our borders to the people that are from Haiti. I just read that this morning.
Where did you read it?
I saw it online. I'll try and send it. I'll probably say I can send it to you, or confirm. But I saw it.
Yeah.
They're asking us not just. I open to see if they were just pointing us out, but they want the Caribbean to accept Haitians. What do you call it when they go I forgot the word that they use. They want us to take them, and we can't take anymore. We can't take it.
Y'all better try find some people to lead this country who first priority is Bahamians, yeah? Because I don't care what UN, I don't care what body you sign on to. You have to put the needs and concerns of your people
But your
first.
people, because your people are now becoming migrants. Your people are now fleeing their own country. Because now in the history of this country that I have seen and heard of so many persons who are now, I use the word fleeing, but leaving the country.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason why we're short of nurses. We're going to lose teachers. We're losing persons who we need in our system to really, help us. And we're losing them because right now, the situation is out of control. And it's not just Haitians because of the numbers. But we have persons from all over the world coming here. And they seem to be getting first preference, and they have the inside scoop, they have the inside maneuver. And that's why I say a lot of us are we are doing this to our, like you said, leaders, but we're doing this to ourselves.
Bahamians absolutely are involved. Absolutely.
You have to have the power in order to allow things to happen. And they can't. I can't just go to the stateside or anywhere in other part of the world and blend
but too many of us as a people, our problem is we put a couple of dollars over our sovereignty. Let me explain what I mean. I know somebody who says, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy from the restaurants at Fish Fry because they've been taken over by the Haitians." And they rowing about the Haitians at Fish Fry, and you go to Fish Fry and you ain't know if you're in the Bahamas or Haiti. And so my question to them was, don't you recall that there were Bahamians out there? Yes. So how is it that it is now proliferated with Haitians? Bahamians had to turn it over.
The straw market as well.
So don't blame them.
Exactly. They can't, people only allow, like you say, and people, a good wise person said, you cannot do to a person what they don't allow you to do to them. You understand? Like, I know it's gonna be a clash. It's gonna be almost, and I hate to say it, civil uprising and unrest that's gonna go, because guess what? Either way, in 14 days, there's gonna be there's maybe an expansion of the areas that the notice came down with yesterday. There's gonna be an expansion of this, and it's gonna be a pushback either way. So we have to prepare ourselves for what's to come, because until we make the hard decisions and until we are all prepared to live with the consequences, you understand, i.e. the UN, i.e. the world, persons who are looking at the big brothers and whatever out there, the Fred Smiths and these persons fighting and all of these persons jumping around, until we're prepared to deal with that, we are not gonna, and I hope we don't, next couple of weeks say, no, we didn't mean it. You don't have to come on strong like that. But until we're prepared to make, and not just New Providence, Abaco, all of these islands in this here Bahamas are going through the same, because if someone can get through this area, this track road, and that's closed down and sealed now, they're gonna try and enter from another area, another spot. So we have to be prepared to deal with the hard consequences and make the hard decisions in order for our future generations to be able to have some sense or some real sense of what true happiness and success is in this country. And thanks, Michelle.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. The numbers to call: 3260271. 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272, 3260272. And our WhatsApp line, if you want to message us, is 824-9952, 824-9952. A couple of people are telling me that Trump changed the wet foot, dry foot law. So thanks for clarifying that. So we have a comment on Facebook that says, "You are so right. We are a part of the problem because we give them a market to succeed in. If there is no need for them, they won't be able to thrive." Yeah, we have to take some responsibility for where we find ourselves right now. When I say we, I'm talking about we as a people, the collective, because number one, we keep anyway. Yeah, these politicians got to stop the mess. Point blank, they got to stop the mess. I remember many years ago when Tommy Turnquest was minister. I don't remember what the ministry was, but he was minister to do with, I guess, this illegal immigration problem. And he actually said, "Well, the people are already here, so what you expect us to do?" He said that while he was a minister, and I was like, "Well, blow me down." we we but that seems to be the attitude. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, Miss Malcolm.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, this is a very sad time for the Bahamas and the Bahamian people, because who would ever thought that in 2022 we would be fighting for our rights? Now, this didn't just happen last year or year before. This has been an ongoing process. And you know, we have ourselves to blame too, because these people, and I would say these people, the Haitians were making preparations for this moment a long time ago. And we've helped them. When our beautiful girls have babies, they marry them, they don't realize that the Haitians had a bigger plan. Like you say, the Bahamians were looking for the $1,500 or the $2,000. But the Haitians had a bigger plan because they realized that we could be bought. And so they were making plans a long time ago. And I also too believe that the previous government, all governments, play a big part in this. So don't expect for them to make it right. They could. It can easily be solved. All they have to do, all of the politicians,
How do you think?
is
Yeah,
do
explain
what
how this
they're
can easily
supposed
be
to do.
solved.
Change certain laws
Mm-hmm.
and make it right for the Bahamians. But they're not speaking for us. Then you have Louis George, who has so much to say. You have Mr. Rodney Bunker, what speaks Creole over his talk show. He speaks for them. Okay? Everybody speaks for them. And they sit back very comfortable while they have people in authority speaking for them. And whilst we're raising hell, the Haitians are getting what they want. We're raising hell. We're fighting for what is ours. But the Haitians are sitting back very quiet, and they're getting what they want.
In all fairness, it's not just the Haitians who are, as you put it, getting what they want. It seems that all foreigners are treated better than Bahamians in this country.
Which is true. You go to a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, it's like, give me your money, take your food, get out. No conversation, no hi, how are you, have a good day, nothing like that. But you have to blame people in authority figure. People say, oh, we are the problem. But really, it started from the head, and now it comes down to the tail. So I commend Lincoln Bain. I commend Maria Datson. I commend Julian Bartlett out of Freeport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Let them continue fight. And if Bahamians need to get up, what would it take us to unite? The Haitians are coming together on us. The Chinese are coming together on us. We're still fighting. So, you know, that's just my 5 cents. I just believe that this didn't just start it.
Mm.
This started long ago.
Mm.
And whilst we were being so nice and sweet and helping them and doing this and doing that for them, they were making preparations for this very time and this very moment. And that's why all of these young men are coming out of Haiti on the boats. Look at the boats that come in. Young men. They're coming in. They're not just coming in. They're coming in for a reason.
Mm.
Have a good day.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we're going to continue this conversation. We're talking about the trending story of the Minister of National Security telling Bahamians, who he describes as squatters on government land, that they got 15 days or else. But boy, we got some people been squatting on land for 15 decades, it seems, and they ain't getting no ultimatum. So now, let me just say, the minister says that they're also going to be dealing with shanty towns, so we can see. We can take this break, y'all. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation. Listen, I ain't relying on this guest no more. I don't give up on him. If he come, praise the Lord, but I reading on that. So you guys are going to be my guests and co-hosts today. I want to hear from you. So let's talk about it on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, tints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and Low-Profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company on this beautiful afternoon. Listen, I don't care if it rains, sun. I don't care what it is. It's beautiful because you're above ground. So give God thanks in all things. Just happy to be here in good health, sound mind. And I hope you are as well. So the numbers to call, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272, and the WhatsApp line is 824-9952, 824-9952. So we're talking about this whole situation as it relates to squatters being told that we ain't gonna allow this to happen no more. Somebody sent me a voice note of a Bahamian, was it the Bahamian man or someone telling his story? I can't remember, but he was saying that he hadn't checked on his property in a very long time, and something told him to just go check on it. And obviously his property was, deep in the bush type of situation. And when he went to check on the property, there was a house there, a quickly built house. So he asked the people, what y'all doing on my land? He apparently had to run for his life because somebody allegedly come with cutlass to show him what they doing on his land. So, according to the voice note, he went and got his papers, and then he went and got somebody with a bulldozer or something, and he went back and told him, tear everything down. So I don't know. I don't know. Is it that Bahamians are just too passive? Because anyway, we have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yeah, Michelle, sorry for calling back, but you touched on something just now. I should have mentioned when I first called, and it's a very serious situation. When you say the fellow went on his land to find out what they was doing there, and they came with cutlass. See, that is the scary part about any type of revolution with those type of people, because look at Haiti. Haiti been revolutioning from they get their independence. They still fighting and burning and doing things over there with machete. They went into Florida and they started a revolution over there on the North Miami section, North Miami Avenue. The local authorities over there could not do nothing with them. There were so many of them. They had to call in the National Guard to push them back. Now, this is in the States, So imagine what eventually, God forbid, it happened here. It's a couple of years in Abaco, they borrowed all the machetes in Abaco. Now, I don't know which one of the government agencies was able to quell that and push that back. But they was ready to fight over there, and they bought all the machetes, so thousands of machetes. So imagine them repeating what they did to the French, to the Bahamian people, because that's exactly what's going to happen if it is allowed to happen. Thanks to the Bahamians need to stop. We need to stop this now. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you so much for calling. Listen, I am in no way trying to incite any kind of riot or uprising or violence or anything like that. Matter of fact, I said to the person who forwarded the message to me about what this one particular gentleman was suggesting we Bahamians do, I said, I can't go with that because he's inciting violence. He's inciting that, I'm not gonna be a part of that. I'm not gonna promote that. But we have to face reality. And the reality is that we are a very small country, very small population. And if we do not stand up and protect what is our sovereign birthright, then quite frankly, we will lose it. It's just as simple as that. This is a question of sovereignty. We have a caller. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hello.
Hi.
Good day, Mr. Malcolm. Good day to the Bahamas. Yes. You touched on so many good points and sensitive points, and I just wanted to piggyback up you a little bit and tell you about some of the things I see going on. Like you mentioned Mr. Monker, right? Right? Hello?
Yeah, we're listening.
Yes, you mentioned Mr. Rodney Monker, and I kind of was a fan of his own until I noticed his promotion of all these different kind of illegal immigration habits. And one thing what scared me the other day is when the Defense Force was created, that shanty town, he then turned around and went into Creole to tell them, apparently I'm only assuming, to warn them in Creole that what's going on. And then the next thing he touched on, which made me very scared, he was insinuating that maybe it's best we just give these illegal immigrants passports, because the truth is, when they get their passport, all they want to do is go to Miami. But don't you think if that was to happen, then it would look bad on the Bahamas? They'd be saying that Bahamians are migrating to the U.S.
Right.
And not truly the Haitians who are doing it. And so I just want to commend you for having such a show. And I think the Bahamians, we do need to pull together and we need to do something about this problem, because we are no match for those people. Their culture isn't conducive to our beliefs. And I think something needs to be done. And all this talking about it, and like you say, these 5-year celebrities come in and promise this and that, and then at the end of the 5 years, these people are still here, all this stuff. Even like Santo Domingo or Dominican Republic, how come is it that they wouldn't just cross one border, one line, but they'll come all the way over here?
Well,
and
because the treatment that they receive in the Dominican Republic is so bad that it's cheaper they stay home. The people in the Dominican Republic don't play. They don't play. You ain't coming and I the other day I did a show on deforestation and actually showed a clip that showed the island of Hispaniola, and along the border you could see on the Haiti side barren land because of the deforestation, but right on the Dominican Republic side, lush. Why? Because they have very strict laws against deforestation, but they ain't only laws on the book, they enforce those laws. So you come over there acting like your head ain't good and doing foolishness, you gonna learn dead quick what time it is.
Yeah, and before I come off the show, I'd like you to put me back on to the producer, and I want to leave my number. And I'd like, if it's possible, when you get a chance, if you give me a call, it's something I want to disclose to you, but not over the airwaves.
He's going to take your number from you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much for calling. The numbers to call 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272, or the WhatsApp line. If you want to send us a message, it's 824-9952. 824-9952 is the WhatsApp line. And again, that's the number to message us, not call us, because if you call on the WhatsApp line, then it's not hooked into a system and nobody will be able to hear what you have to say. And speaking of WhatsApp, we have a message. It says, the gatekeeper approves this message. Be blessed, be safe. The gatekeeper approves. That powerful. Welcome to your new Bahamas, fighting for a better life. Now it's time to take the house from those evil two parties. All right. Thank you, gatekeeper, for your thoughts. Let's see. Let's read one or two of your comments from Facebook. Siobhan says, we have a passive culture. Is that a caller for the show? No. We have a passive culture and don't seem to stand up for principles. We need to get in good trouble, in the word of former U.S. Representative John Lewis. Zenobia says, we need to investigate and interview these people coming on the boats as to who they paid, good luck with that, Zenobia, to come here, and follow the money to see who all making money from this new form of trade on the sea. Listen, girl, they say pirates expelled. Ain't no pirates get expelled. We still a line of pirates. We just ain't wearing, the dreads like, we just ain't Captain Jack Sparrow, but we a land of pirates still. Pirates have not been expelled. And this piracy has taken on a new form, but it is piracy all the same, where some elected officials are allegedly helping themselves to the coffers, regardless of what is going on in the economy, regardless of what is going on with the people. They don't care, because it's all about me and mines, not mine, mines. We've got the reason why the illegal immigration problem continues is because people getting paid big money per head to bring those people into the country. Many people are benefiting from that financially, and they don't care about the rest of us because they getting paid. And then you have the rich merchants who are benefiting from them coming to the country because they need the cheap labor. So you've got all, and then you've got the politicians who benefiting because they want the votes. So you got all of these things coming against us, and meanwhile, us poor Bahamians sitting here saying, what's going on here? So I agree, Facebook viewer, follow the money. Follow the money. That is why we can't fix this problem, because too many people get in grease. And they rather sell out their country for a bowl of porridge. Same thing with the importation of these illegal weapons. You'd be surprised to know who walking around here in suit and probably very much involved in that trade. They don't care about the carnage on the streets. They don't care because they get in grease. And until we get to the point where we stop this absolute selfish approach, I don't care about what happens to my neighbor. I don't care about what happens to that boy in the over the hill community. Who cares? Let him get shoot down. Who cares? Let them kill up each other. I'm making my money. And what we don't seem to realize is that you may think you are insulated, but you're really not. And it's going to come a day when that could show up on your doorstep. And then who you expect to stand to say, oh, no, excuse me? We got to stop. We got to stop. We are to blame for allowing this madness to continue. So let's read a couple comments. Louis says, government complacent. They don't want to act on the situation, but they are part of the situation. Corruption. Wall says, we need to prosecute these harboring and give them jobs without proper documentation. I guess you mean those who are harboring and giving them jobs. Oh, that's just about every Bahamian. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that. Okay, Navarro says, does anyone remember one time it was said that we had someone in the embassy in Haiti selling our passports? Does anyone know if this is true? There were reports of, I don't remember all of the exact details, but diplomats have had to be recalled because of alleged activities. It's a real problem. This is a real problem. Because again, you have to ask the question, okay, if that in fact did happen, how do they get their hands on the passports? Somebody in the passport office or somewhere, somehow, if not the passport office, somewhere along the chain had to provide them. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Caller, you're on the air. Hello, are you still there? Okay, not sure what happened there.
If you'd like to make a call.
Okay, numbers to call 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272, or the WhatsApp number 824-9952, 824-9952. Yeah, we got to stop selling out our country for a bowl of porridge, man. We got to stop. And, you know, it's unfortunate. We are such a reactive society. It really does seem like whether you agree with what they have done or not, the method that they did it or not, but it seems that all of a sudden attention is being paid to this problem since Lincoln and his crew kicked up about it. What was happening all the years before when people were complaining about having to close their windows every night because they can't breathe for the wood being burnt every single night? This has been going on for many years. why was it allowed to continue for so long? We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Michelle? I'm not getting a feedback. Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. My observation and comment that I'd like to make on the Haitian migration and illegal business that goes on around the trade is that we as Bahamians have left this vexing problem and turn and look the other way for too long until it has become an industry outside the country and hardly inside the country. The perpetrators of the crimes that exist from the Haitian trade, it's actually the Haitian migration and the Haitians who export these people to the Bahamas to get to the United States. It's a business. The Haitian industry has grown so mammoth, legal and illegal, until it is really mind-baffling to deal with it, to really view it. The Haitians have a private banking system. They have a whole industry where they support each other. But the illegal part is a part of it that is facilitated from the gangsters outside who uses it or used to use it to export drugs on those boats that stink. And the defense forces used to look the other way until they found out that where the mess in the feces was where the drugs was. Then the Haitians really want to get, the majority want to get to America.
Yes.
And the set that lives in the Bahamas aren't cheap labor anymore. The Haitians have trades and they are good skilled people. And they are faster workers than Bahamians who take Saturdays off and don't go to work on Saturdays. These people have migrated illegal and legally to do better and to live in the Garden of Eden that we possess and we've taken it for granted. And so they have maximized all of the efforts to capitalize on what we have ignored and don't know what we have. So we need an awakening as a people to who we are, and what we have, and to realize that these people swim with Jaws, the white whale, and many other dangerous toils along the way to get here. Well, we have taken it for granted because we know each other and we can beg one another and get a tip for each and every little thing. While these people come for survival and they have strived to get here, and once they get here, some comes with a trade and they rapidly learn trades. And they perform their duties as if they're performing their services unto the nation the way the Bahamians should be. And in the construction industry, you can't find too many Bahamians who really is going to work above the call and beyond the call of duty when 5 o'clock comes. That's it. Any 5 o'clock worker is a poor worker and will always be poor. These people come to get and to do better. So we need to look at ourselves and look at where we have fell down as a people and don't blame it all on the government. The government have successively ignored the problem and have been taking it on when they should have. When we should have utilized the area of agriculture to utilize those illegal migrants to work on the farm in Andres, send them back to regularize them, send them back to Haiti when they were going to have their babies. And to regularize it, we looked the other way and we didn't realize that agriculture would have been such an important industry to have. Bahamians aren't going to do the work because the pay scale is below their imaginary income that they're not even qualified to do. So we have some xenophobic problems, we have some nationalistic problems, we have some lack of energy problems, lack of really devotion to work problems. We are spoiled people. And per capita, we have the less productive nation in the Caribbean, you know. We only survive on God's grace and our geographical location and our ecosystems. But per capita, we have double-digit unemployment. under 500,000 people. The managers of this country, the politicians haven't really done their work as business people. Mr. Davis seems to be on the right track. What we will see at the end of the day, because he seems to have a different attitude than the old guard way of thinking. Our problem is we need to embrace the foreigners who got money and who have skills, embrace the ones who could contribute towards national development, regularize the Haitians who deserve to be regularized, and allow them to become a part of the nation and stop being so xenophobic about it and realize that we live in a global community. And so we need to regularize, manage, enforce, and really rise to the occasion of nationalistic pride to really protect what's ours, and Bahamian men need to start working.
Okay, caller, we have another caller. Thank you for calling. We have another caller on the line who's calling from a cell phone, okay? So I want to catch them before their minutes run out. Thank you so much for calling, though. I appreciate your input. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi.
Hello, you're there.
Hi. Michelle, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, hi. Listen, I am listening to you. I caught the tail end. I'm not sure what you exactly were talking about in terms of what they had found on the Crown Mound, but I could tell you this much. If it's relative to what's happening down in Carmichael on Carpen Road, I can give you an idea as to what's happening down here. My daughter lives off Carpen Road, not too far from Spikenard Graveyard. And a couple of times when she had to travel, I came down here because I'd take her to the airport. And let me tell you, that stench of burning of coal and everything, it is horrendous.
Yes.
Okay? I do not know who is doing it, where it's coming from, but it's here. You would swear that you're actually burning something in your backyard. And she has allergies. So when they do this stuff, she had to close down every single one of her windows.
I have a good friend who told me the same thing years ago. She's like, Shelley, every night.
She's been living in this area, Michelle, for about, I would say, 5-6 years.
Wow.
And this is an ongoing situation that nobody takes into account. Nobody understands it. And I think that what they actually saw the other day with Lincoln Bain, and until he made it aware. You see, let me tell you something about Bahamian people. We could sit on the phone and conversate with everybody, and they say conversate is not a word. But you could have a conversation with somebody on the phone, and we can banter back and forth, and never ever go and try and make something happen. We sit down there, and all we do is talk and hang up the phone and go to sleep. And until it affects us as an individual, not as a country, as an individual, then we decide to make matters or put matters into our own hands and try to make something come to fruition. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Look at the United States of America.
Well, listen, caller. I have another caller who's also calling from a cell phone, so I need you to thank you so much for calling, though.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. Welcome to the
How you
show.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You know, we all say that this topic with the illegal immigration, specifically the persons from Haiti, you know, is tiring. But has it really ever been addressed?
No.
I mean, has any government, I'm not just talking about the current government, but has any government really addressed the situation of illegal migration, shanty towns, building code infractions, sanitation infractions? Has anybody has any emphasis, even today, as this issue is being blown up again, right? Has there been anyone really addressing the situation? It's almost like every time it's
there were a handful of politicians who did try, but were allegedly told to step down.
But what kind of impact? Nothing substantial. You have way back then, you had Brian McCartney. He identified the shanty towns, and people were like, okay, now we're going to get somewhere And what happened? Fizzle out, right? If there is something surrounding the solving of this issue, they need to, let the Bahamian public know or deal with this issue because it only gets worse. They had Luby Georges on today denying that, these people who come here illegal, they're not burning any coal or they're not doing this. This is an absolute lie.
Well, we couldn't say that.
I'm telling you, right? And this is like a joke to them. This ain't no joke, right? We live in a real country, even though if you're real, but yeah, we live in a real country where taxes are going up and up and up. People are losing their homes. Bahamians are losing their homes. They don't have places to stay, but we have this money to accommodate, right? This lawlessness. They've identified over 140 something shanty towns. Me as a Bahamian, I work every day, right? I want to go build something. I got to go get this permit, that permit. This ain't the code, that ain't the code. But someone could come here, and we're not talking about, they like to come and knock this topic down about hate, xenophobia, and this, that, and everybody goes quiet. Has that solved anything?
Well, I think that's just a way to shut down any, any commentary that brings attention to this. So they call you a bigot, and they figure that'll shut you down. But truth be told, this is a problem that has to be dealt with. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, like
what
any
you
doctor
call
will
me.
tell you, Michelle, any doctor will tell you, first you have to identify a problem, acknowledge the problem.
Yes.
Okay?
You cannot
Has
fix what you do not
acknowledged this
acknowledge.
problem?
Agreed.
Okay, you have Turks and Caicos, a small island nation like ours. You have Dominican Republic. They have identified a problem. What have they done? They have started revoking, taking back citizenship and say, listen, y'all need to go where you come from because we need to take care of our people and we don't have the resources. Right? We have to stop joking with this problem. You have people squatting on land, right? Bahamians and Haitians and illegals. But the illegal Haitians now, there's so many loopholes in our system. And no one is taking the Bahamian people serious. They hate to hear organic, real, indigenous. Sometimes we have to say that because we in our society seem like it's so diluted now.
I hear
we
you.
have to deal with the problem, face the problem, acknowledge the problem. If we have to fix Article 7 or Article 24, one with the best interest of our people in our country, we need someone serious to deal with this and stop playing political games with this issue.
I agree.
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, y'all. And when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. I'm loving it. I getting all kind of calls. So I must need to do at least one of these shows a week, where we do a particular topic, different from the open line show on Fridays, but where we do a particular topic, a hot topic, maybe Hot Topic Tuesdays, and let y'all chime in on that one particular topic for that day. That sounds like a plan, Jason. Anyhow, we can take this quick break. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, tints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Last is love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
And welcome back. We already have a caller on the line, so let's go straight there. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi.
Yes, I just like to go back to the gentleman who was sticking with that narrative of Bahamians being lazy. We want Saturday off. And we don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock. Isn't that what the job requires? If I go to the job, the man can say, be here on time, and you get off that. Why do people want to abuse workers? Because that's exactly what they're doing to the Haitians, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to straighten that one up, because that man was just making me so angry. I couldn't tell which side of the argument he was on, and that's the problem. He was saying BMS to this, BMS to that. I feel personally, the reason our biggest problem is we are so divided. Like the lady said just now, you could talk to somebody on the phone and you wouldn't solve nothing, because when somebody's a PLP, that's all they know. When there's a F and M, no matter what the problem is.
Right.
And so, we're just too divided.
Yep.
Thank you
It's
very
all
much.
about those colors. Tribalism.
Absolutely.
You ain't with my political party. I don't care what you say or do. I don't care what you say or do. I ain't with you. And I don't care what my party say or do, right, wrong, or in between. I stand with them. And that is the problem, because the only colors that we need to be concerned about in this country, aquamarine, black, and gold. That's what we need to be concerned about in this country. The colors of the Bahamian flag. That's what we need to be. Y'all who putting all these political parties ahead of your nations or whatever they do, it's just all right. You are part of the problem. You are a part of the problem. But we have become so divided as a nation. We are so polarized. And, I think it was Frederick McAlpine who was on my show the other day who said, it's intentional. And they just talk about you and laugh at you when you're coming towards them, say, okay, watch me tell this idiot the sky green. And you right there believe in everything they say, because come on them out. We got to stop madness, because this is madness. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Man, caller, what happened, man? I come to you as soon as he tell me we got a call and you don't hang up. 3260271 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. And somebody who's trying to call the WhatsApp line. How many times I got to say it? That's for messages only. 824-9952. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you on the air?
Oh yeah, you're talking about all the problems that we have, but unless we fix the system the way it should happen, nothing would change. Because I remember a minister getting up and saying that they had all of these papers for the Haitian nationals, but they couldn't find them. My thing about it is, if you cannot find somebody, that means they have no address. And if they have no address, that means they should not be given citizenship to our country. So we need to start from places like that.
I hear you.
The system, fix the system first.
Thank you so much for calling. System is definitely broken. But the problem is, I don't think it's a matter of not knowing what to do. I just think there is not the will to do it. They don't want to do it. I honestly believe that, and I could be totally off track with that. And if I am, forgive me, but I honestly think that there's a lack of will to fix this problem for various reasons. Zenobia says we need to plug up all the avenues these persons are taking advantage of our systems and find solutions to this vexing problem. I couldn't agree more. Let's see. She says, start with the health system, NIB, education, the construction industry, government ministries like the registrar's office, passport office, and immigration to find out who is here, because I guarantee you we don't know who's in this country. That's why a lot of these crimes are committed with no resolution. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, ma'am. That was me just now, but I just want to say something real quick in regards to your guest from Abaco.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you see this phenomenon going on, but just before election, everybody's speaking out. Then all of a sudden, everybody disappears, especially when we need the activists and the wannabe politicians like Cassius Stewart and all. They just disappear as if they only came for one purpose, getting that office. They can't get it. What the hell with all these problems we got on right now? Only Lincoln did is standing up. And this is exactly what we need right now. If all those groupings, political groupings we had, all those, call them side parties, would come together, man. We could, like, I feel so bad for a young man, very intelligent man, that told a story about how he felt he was invaded the other day when they brought all the tanks out for Bahamians and drove by like 48 shanty towns and all that kind of stuff. And I think we are being threatened. We are being intimidated by our own government. They continue to fight us and never bless us. That's all I want to say.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. We have another caller. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yeah.
Hi, you on the air?
How you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
Okay. We got to stop passing the buck because all government know, and they have wakers. And I believe in this country, if you see somebody building on your property, Miss Michelle, you're going to go there and you're going to say, hey, what y'all doing on your government? Have wakers that drive through these areas, live through these areas.
They got them expensive drones.
And you can tell me, you see, because we are Bahamian, we scared to call name, who in high places and say who is who. You can tell me now, everybody trying to pass the buck and say, oh, it's past government, it's the next one. They all now who have these wakers and see these things, it is really bad. So it tells me that anybody come from any place, just go on government land and just build, where they don't be the Haitian or whoever. But now we're trying to put the whole blame on the Haitian. Oh, it's the Haitian. But government allow these things, because if I pass and see somebody on my property, I can stop them right away before they even pour the foundation or anything. You see what I'm saying? So what Mr. Monroe's saying, it may be good, but this could have been avoided for years and years and years.
Yeah.
You understand me? You see? But now we just trying to say, oh, you see, it's the Haitian. Who's in charge of this country? Huh?
Mm.
Who's in charge of the country? These leaders, them should put their head in shame to let the sea up for this small country like this. 21/7. Okay, Michelle, thank you.
Thanks for calling. Just for the record, 21/7 is New Providence. That's not the whole country. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon,
Hey.
Michelle. How are you?
Excellent. How you doing today?
Yeah, I caught your show at the back end, but you're doing a splendid job. I heard you with Mr. Marcus Pine a couple days ago.
Uh-huh.
And this topic that is now to the forefront because of Lincoln ban initiative and going all out to ensure that the Bahamian people actually see what is really happening, what the real facts are.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say that the government is making an effort to do something, but we've been passing this buck, Michelle, for too long. I just don't understand it. We just pass the buck. We're not serious about anything. We have legislation that goes to Parliament year after year. They hardly ever be in Parliament. And when they're there, they're not making any meaningful contribution because they're not fixing laws. We don't want them to develop pothole and lights and all. Look here, that's where local government come in. We need our politicians to be abreast of what is happening globally. And one thing I could say, Donald Trump said something that is very, very dear to my heart. America fights. Well, I'm saying the Bahamas fight. When are we going to get that? When are our politicians would ever understand that? But we as the people have to rise up above partisan politics and see what it is and find a better path for the Bahamian going forward. If we continue to wrestle with each other over colors, I agree with you. One color should matter.
I want to read a comment to you, sir. This is from one of our Facebook viewers. It says,
yes,
Mr. Please stop, because the person who broke into the house is not blameless. They are just as guilty as the person who brought them to break into the house. What do you think of that?
that is really intriguing. Trust me, it really is. But like I said, our situation next year will be celebrating 50th anniversary. So we are not in that infancy stage that we were back in the 70s. We've grown, man, 50 years old. When are we going to take ownership and do what is necessary to propel this country and make it a better place? When is that going to happen? I don't see it happening. Right? I mean, not with what is going on today. We are too passive. We've got to get serious, Michelle. If I was the one parliamentarian in Parliament, the Bahamian people would have been more than happy. I can tell you that. Trust me when I say that.
All right. Thank you for calling, eh?
All right.
The number's to call 3260271. You know what, Jason? This could become a staple. We can do this every week. We can have a Hot Topics Tuesday. That could take some stress off of me, y'all, because let me tell you something. It is extremely stressful to be trying to find guests for all of these shows every day. This ain't easy. And then you have the odd occasion when you finally get somebody to confirm, and then they tell you 15 minutes before the show starts that they can't do it no more. And you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? So, I like this because I'm getting a lot of engagement from you guys, which tells me that apart from our open line show on Fridays, there's a genuine interest. And so what I think we're going to start this. Thank you to my guest who showed up today. He opened up a doorway. So I think every Tuesday we'll call it Hot Topics Tuesday, where we just allow you to sound off on this one particular topic. We're going to be all over the place because that's what Friday for. So every Tuesday I can pick the hottest topic of the week, and then we can go to town talking about that. How that sound? Y'all like that? I think that makes sense because I'm getting some good feedback from y'all. Siobhan say, call it Talk It Out Tuesday. That's too long, man. Talk It Out Tuesday. Anyhow, we can play around with what we call it. So Peachy says, that wasn't for the last caller. It was for the one before him. I see. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to do this every week, man. This will take some stress off of me trying to find all these guests every week. Ain't easy, y'all. This is not an easy job here. I want y'all to think all you could do is just come here and sit down and talk, because if you, I'm sure those of you who are regulars, you know by now that I try to prepare for these shows. I don't just, usually I try to find clips and all that kind of stuff. I try to produce a show, not just come and talk. And it's hard to do that 5 days a week. That ain't easy. And, for those bloggers in the United States, for instance, who you see doing this, they got staff, big staff, a whole team of people who are responsible for booking and research and all them kind of things. All they do is show up and do their show. They put all the information in front of them. They study the information. They show up and do their show. I ain't got it like that, y'all. Especially since y'all ain't, we ain't get more sponsors on board yet. I can't afford to pay no staff. So it all falls to my feet, and it's not easy. And sometimes you feel burnt out, you feel tired. And so, yeah, I think I'm gonna incorporate this into the mix. And I want to thank all of you for, talking it out, making your voices heard. Because without you, I would be up a creek today without a paddle. So thank you so much. I think we will continue to do this every Tuesday. We're going to call it a Hot Topics Tuesday, where you talk it out on a particular topic. And then on Friday, of course, it's a free for all. All right. So Patrice says, it comes to a by-election. If it comes to a by-election in Long Island, I suggest that Lincoln Bain run as an independent. All right. I think Lincoln ran in Pinewood in the last election, because that's, I think, where he grew up or something. But anyhow, that's an interesting thought. Navarro says, I second that. Very interesting thought. I don't know that the people of Long Island would be ready for a Lincoln Bain. The people of Long Island is something else, boy. So we'll see. Who knows? But that's an interesting thought. So the numbers to call: 3260271, 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line 824-9952, 824-9952. Navarro is suggesting Graham go run in Long Island. Okay, I can tell him what you say, Navarro. No, sorry, that was Zenobia who suggested that Graham run in Long Island. They are illegal free, however. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Patrice. Roma says Lincoln should run in Long Island and the people should give him a chance. He has brought light to this menacing issue. Boy, so yeah, bringing light to it is one thing. Now let's see what happens, because the thing with darkness is, if you have a problem with cockroaches, soon as you turn on that light, they scatter. They don't like light. And when there are things going on in the dark that shouldn't be happening, the only way to deal with it is to first turn on the light. Because if you leave it in the dark, they're going to be very comfortable in that environment because they like the dark. The minute you turn on the light, they scramble. We need to turn on plenty lights in this country. There's too much darkness around here. Too many things shrouded in secrecy. Too many things being swept under the rug, turning a blind eye, pretending you ain't see what's going on. And meanwhile, the country going up in smoke. We need to turn on plenty lights, because we got too many cockroaches around here that need to be squashed. And my hope is that, anyway, I can leave that one for another Hot Topics Tuesday. But we the people, I don't think we understand the power that we have. Because if we did, then we wouldn't sit back and wait for a Lincoln Bain and his people to get up and say enough is enough. We wouldn't sit back and say, yeah, go Lincoln, go. And then when it's time to stand up, you with your tail between your leg, ain't want to say nothing. That's a big part of our problem. We want somebody else to go fight for us. And dying awake, y'all. That's not going to work. You got to get in the trenches. If you want a revolution, you got to help to see it through. You just can't send somebody to go do it for you while you sit back and enjoy the benefits of what they do while their lives blow up. That don't seem to be right. But there's power in numbers. So if more people stood up and said enough is enough, what you gonna do? Arrest 20,000 people? Y'all remember We March? Now, a lot of people say, that was something that was used by the person who spearheaded it to advance his political career. But aside from that, you see how effective that was? Because people came together in real numbers and said enough is enough. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm listening to you. I've been listening to you for some time now. And my thing about this whole issue going on, the illegal immigrants and the invasion of our country, what we need right now, seeing as to government officials are trying to push their way through and, get their own agenda going, I think we need for every Bahamian, every organic Bahamian in this whole country, from Grand Bahama to the north, to Inagua in the south, to just stand up. They're talking about the days that the Bahamians should be moving off the land or what they would do. We need every Bahamian in this country to stand up on that day and protest. Each of the islands, the Bahamians need to stand up, because what we are seeing happening now is going to ruin this whole country. We're going to be wiped out if we just let it happen. We have too many Bahamians that are so passive, and a lot of them are afraid to speak out for whatever reason. A lot of them, they have their own personal agenda. A lot of them are being paid off. They're looking for $1 from this official, that official, and they feel good about it. But we are losing our identity. We are losing our country. And eventually, the generation that is coming behind us, they won't have anywhere to go. They won't have anywhere no land to own. And it's just what's going on is horrendous. And it seems as if, the government is attacking the Bahamians, whereby they aren't doing anything wrong. They're just trying to fight for their country. And I am really would encourage Lincoln and all Bahamians to get behind him, and whomever, all the people that are with him. We want to just keep on standing up, because we can't let this continue going on, because eventually we would be out of our own country. We would have no other choice but to leave, because the Haitians, especially, they would take over. Not only the Haitians, we have the Chinese. You don't really see them, but they are here in droves also. We have Cubans. We have people from all over just coming here.
This little country is United Nations, man. We got. Listen, I had somebody reach out to me on Facebook. I forget which African nation from Africa, saying he could buy a passport in the Bahamas and how he could get here from Africa.
Yes, I know of a couple of illegal immigrants. They're saying, "Hey, look here, I'm a Bahamian. I got my passport. How do you get a passport? Who knows? But again, we really need to fight for our country.
Absolutely.
Because we won't have a country if we continue to allow this to happen.
Right.
It's very, very sad what is taking place. And, a lot of Bahamians, they, like it was mentioned on your show over and over, they're behind this political party or that political party. The hell with political parties. We have to look out for ourselves and our children and our children's children and those who are coming behind us.
Yeah. It's about time.
Because it's just getting worse, and it's going to get out of hand. We're going to have another Burma Road riot if this continues to go this way.
I pray it doesn't come to that, but I got to let you go because I got 1 minute to sign off. Thank
yes,
you so much for
okay.
calling. All right.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Listen, thanks to all of you who called in today, sent messages. And thanks to my guests when we show up, because now we know what we can be doing every Tuesday. It's going to be us on Tuesdays, y'all. Hot Topic Tuesday. It's going to be the new thing. Where we just zone in on whatever that hot topic is of the week. All right. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thank you so much for spending the last 2 hours with me. I really do appreciate it. And I would listen tomorrow's show. Don't you miss tomorrow's show. Optimus Bahamas is going to be back in the house, and we're going to be talking about vaccine injury. Be there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.